Welcome into We Talk Ball. I'm your host, Chris. You can find me on Twitter at CFP Talk 07. You can also follow the show account at CFP underscore SZN. That is the same name on YouTube. Go hit the follow, go hit the like, go hit the subscribe. It's also the name on TikTok, Instagram. Just go all search it. We'll be on there. Um, Before I introduce my co-host, I do want to make an announcement. And I haven't prepped my co-host for this, but I feel safe in answering this for him. We've been aware of the stuff out there, and I just want to make it known. We, under no circumstances here at CFP Season We Talk Ball, are going to take the Penn State job. We're going to decline that right now and here and now. We just want to let the fans of this show understand and know that we are committed to the CFP Season YouTube channel, and we have no desire for that Penn State job. How you doing, Austin?
I put an application in. All right, I'm sorry.
Hey, there's nothing better than being a fired head coach.
Man, I told you, you can give me zero salary, but let's put it all in the buyout.
I just felt like we needed to just put that out there that we're not taking this job because everybody's not taking this job.
Yeah. I'm going off of just what I see on the outside. I want to hear what you're actually hearing and reading is going on the inside.
Well, let's acknowledge it's been 50 plus days since this job has been open. That's number one. I do want to say this though before we get into that Penn State stuff because I've already seen it, and I don't know why I'm going to bring this up because nothing's going to stop it. Despite the negatives I'm about to say, and Austin probably, how this Penn State search has gone, I still think they should have fired James Franklin. I still think that. And I'm already seeing it on Twitter that, I've seen it. People are doing the thing. They're doing the thing they always do. This is what you do. They did it with Tennessee when they fired Phil. Like, I just think they're two totally different things. I said it when he got fired. I thought it was the right decision, despite how this coach's search goes. If it goes horrible or right, I just want to make that clear because there's going to be none of this me throwing it in Penn State's face.
No,
I thought it was the right decision.
And Penn State did it first. I do think it was the right call. I think Mike Norvell should be fired. Probably smart on FSU's part to hold him this year, just because there were so many, big schools ahead of him. But Penn State did it first, and I would have thought they would have locked in a hire before any of all the other talks. Not to mention you had Florida and LSU tied up with Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
For so long, you had the market to yourself.
Yeah.
And Kentucky hired somebody before you did. No offense to Kentucky, but Kentucky hired what I think is going to be a quality head coach before you have hired anybody.
Penn State should have hired him. I don't understand what's going on, to be honest with you. Dude, there's nothing. You said earlier, I don't know what you've read or heard anything. There is nothing because it's been one of the most quietest, tight-lipped searches in the country. And I don't know whether to give
Sorry, I just hit Brian Hartline, who everybody thought he was going, and then he goes to USF. You don't just pick to go to USF over Penn State. I mean, he did.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Hartline, Will Stein, Brom apparently turned him down. Brent Key, I don't know that he turned him down, but his name had some buzz to it. I wrote down DeBoer, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't think that ever was a thing.
I don't either. I mean, we'll never know. DeBoer denied it today, but I mean, that doesn't mean anything. But I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
but to be honest, I kind of believe him. I don't usually do that with coaches.
He might have thrown his name in there because he knows if he'd have lost that Auburn game, he wouldn't have been welcome back to Tuscaloosa. So maybe he threw his name out there just for that purpose. But I don't
Yeah.
think it was ever a real thing. Sounds like the closest they got was the BYU guy.
Coach.
But we talked about that this morning. I think that was less about Penn State and more about him just wanting to stay at BYU.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. And I don't know if you just seen it, but right before we came on air, apparently they have now refocused their search on one Matt Campbell. Iowa State's coach.
I want to see it. I want to see Campbell somewhere else.
I do too.
Wasn't Penn State I thought he would be at, but I'll take it. I'd like to see him somewhere else and just see what he does.
I actually am intrigued by that. I'm not one of those Matt Campbell lovers. I've kind of on him,
Yeah,
but I would like to see this. I'd like to see what happens. It'd be interesting, and they could do a lot worse. If you tell me after 50 days they ended up on that, I like that better than what the hell. Hell, I might like that better than the BYU coach, and I love the BYU coach.
yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Pickens have got to be getting slim at this point. So
Yeah,
you miss on a couple more big names. I mean, you got what 2-3 weeks before you got to have somebody in there. You're just gonna have to. I mean, you're gonna have to hire somebody. Are you gonna run an interim coach for a whole season?
if they wouldn't have, if they would have just not been like big game hunting, they could have had a really good, what I think is going to be a solid hire in Will Stein. And let's go ahead and move to that. I've already made my thoughts known on Will Stein on other platforms. What'd you think, Austin? Because I love the hire.
Honestly, I think I called you or texted you that day, and I said this. I'm not saying he'll be the most winning coach because it is still Kentucky, but Kentucky may be the winner of the whole. We may look on this, 3, 4, 5 years down the road and say Kentucky won this whole coaching carousel. I love the hire. I love coaches that have a passion for where they coach at. It's not just a job to them. So
Yeah.
and it felt that way. Obviously Will Stein being a Kentucky boy. I think it could be. I think it could be great.
Yeah, I do too.
We
I
talked
really
earlier today. Interesting OC hire. But we'll see. I mean, I don't think Will Stein will allow the offense to be stagnant and suck.
I think Will Stein's going to be calling the plays.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe Salone's calling the plays. I don't. Kentucky fans have nothing to worry about. Will Stein will call the plays, and I'm almost confident. I haven't even read it, but I'm pretty sure he's going to call the plays. But I will say, if you ignore the play caller Joe Sloan, he is a wonderful, excellent quarterback coach.
Absolutely.
Excellent quarterback coach, and I think he's an excellent recruiter of the quarterback position, and I think he's an excellent developer of the quarterback position. I think he absolutely sucks at calling plays. I don't think he was ready to be an offensive coordinator. I don't think he ever should have been promoted. That's why I'm feeling. I haven't read. I'll go and look after the show. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Will Stein's going to call the plays. But Pat Fitzgerald hired at Michigan State. I'll be honest, man. I have not talked about this on other platforms. Austin, this process seemed very sleazy.
So weird, isn't it? Like
they fired Smith, and the day after he was hired.
I'm pretty sure when the announcement that he was when Jonathan Smith was fired, it was in the announcement that Pat Fitzgerald was close to being named the next head coach already. There's something there. I'm with you. Because you
I mean,
you definitely had to be talking while Smith was yeah.
Athletes Forum podcast. Family
Come on,
on
man.
family crime in Atlanta for the CFB season. I'm here for it, fellas. We're
Hey,
not.
we gotta say that for later in the show, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get that at the. I purposely put that at the very end. Because
My
we're gonna.
sticky note fell. I had it hanging up earlier. I was just gonna leave that up the whole time we were talking tonight, but it was the kid. What the kids say now, 6, 7. I like 1 and 7.
We gotta
But,
hold on. We gotta show TikTok the TikTok. There we go. There's a sticky note. So all Georgia fans, direct your hate to Austin. We'll also
we
get
won't
to
have to. Yeah, we will. We won't have to do too much hate when you hear my prediction of the game, but
Here we go. But back on the Pat Fitzgerald thing, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it, man. I look, I get what he did at Northwestern, but his last 2 years there, he was 4-20, and he plays a very, very antique offense, very old school offense, and I don't know. I just don't think it's a fit. I don't. Not a fit. I don't think he's a good coach, to be quite frank, anymore. So I don't like this guy, and I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan State's one of those programs who obviously historically has been at least competitive, and this doesn't feel like it felt like Jonathan Smith had an opportunity to get there, and wasn't given that opportunity. This one just seems, I don't know, safe, maybe. I don't. I mean, maybe he makes them good, but I don't think they'll ever get back to great.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
I'm with you. I think more is going to come out of this down the road on how this went down.
Yeah, I agree. Did you see the OC hire Florida just made?
No,
Oh my God, are we gonna break it on air? To
I don't
you?
think I don't think I did.
Oh, look at your phone now.
All right.
No, it was in the group chat.
Oh, yeah.
Buster Faulkner going to the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
I like it.
You're gonna like it for now. You're going to put that Georgia hat back on eventually, though. Yeah. No, I think it's a big hire.
That's a really good hire. Speaking of Florida guys, Billy Napier back in the Sun Belt.
Sunbelt Billy.
I actually like that hire.
I think it's a great hire. Honestly, for both of them. I think for Billy just to get back into coaching, get his, I think JMU somewhere you can be successful in the Sun Belt. So I think he can go back, kind of get his name built back up. I still think Billy's a good football coach.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I think there's more going on at Florida than just coaching football. But
yeah,
I think this will be a good kind of regroup for him. For him, get a couple of good winning seasons under his belt, and then get back after it.
Yeah. All right, are we ready to preview some conference championship games?
It's here, man.
It is here. North Texas. We're gonna preview 5 of them. In honor of our Big 5. The AAC. North Texas.
Ready. I'm so ready for this.
I'm ready. I'm so freaking ready. North Texas 2.5 versus Tulane. I'm so hyped about this game. Man, then I looked it up and actually I wrote it down. Have you seen the over and under on this game?
No.
66.5.
Really?
And here's why. I seen that total and I was like, holy crap, that is extremely high. And I knew North Texas, they throw it all over the yard. They're a great offense and all that. So I was like, well, yeah. And I mean, Tulane has a pretty decent offense. North Texas defensive success rate, 104th. Their Russian defense success rate, 134th. Tulane's defensive success rate, 101st. Their passing success rate, 97th. North Texas can't stop the run. Tulane can't stop the pass. We are in for a barn burner, baby.
Yeah. I think it's going to be. Let's see. I wanted to look up something while you're kind of talking in it. Tulane's in Louisiana, right?
Yeah, they're the home team.
Yeah, I know. I read something earlier that got kind of interesting. I'd be curious to see if
C to the J in the chat says Tulane wins big.
Ooh.
Well, I love that they're home, and I'm gonna share a little. I don't think it's a hot take.
It's changed a little bit now. I know part of I don't know if you saw, because John Summerall and Eric Morris are pretty good friends. Apparently, they've been joking around this week. There's a 70% chance of rain at game time Saturday night, and Eric Morris said he texted John Summerall and asked him if, hey, is there any, jokingly, obviously, any way we can move this game inside? And he said, I can't repeat what John texted me back, but all I'll say is it was the equivalent of heck no. So I definitely think some nasty weather goes in Tulane's favor. Because I think that'd be my question mark of the game is, can Tulane keep up with North Texas's offense?
Well, the last time, so North Texas, when they faced South Florida ran for 300 plus yards on them. And I think obviously that's the key for Tulane is to run the ball, slow the game down, limit possessions. And I think they can do that. Because I don't think they're not going to stop North Texas. Now, I don't know what the weather says. I know you said it's raining. I don't know if it's like flooding rain. Is it just drizzling?
Originally, it was. It looks like it's changed to a softer rain now. It says light rain.
So I think they're going to be good as far as the passing attack. But I'll be honest, brother. I'm going damn Tulane.
Really?
I'm going Tulane. I may be biased because of our boy Adam and because he works at Tulane. But yeah, roll rave, baby.
We're going to disagree on the first game tonight.
I knew we would.
Because no, and let me say why. I feel like North Texas's offense is kind of look. Drew Moustermaker, the quarterback for North Texas, like you said, can throw the ball all over the yards. But I found something. Caleb Hawkins, freshman running back at North Texas, the last 4 games, averaging 203 yards a game and has 16 touchdowns. They figured something out in the run game the last 4 games. So I think adding that dynamic to also, if it's dry enough to throw the ball around, I think we're in for a old Big 12 type matchup where it's just whoever gets that one stop. And I think it's more, I trust North Texas's offense not to get stopped than I do Tulane's to keep up.
Yeah. All right. Well, we disagree. All right. Moving from the AAC to the ACC. We got T to the J. You heard it here first. Tulane wins big. Pin it in for the win. Virginia, 3.5 favorites versus Duke, a 5-loss team that has the opportunity to win a conference championship. What the hell are we doing?
I thought this would be the game we skipped.
I wanted to.
You should have. Why are
I
we
should
talking about this game?
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
matter. You know the one thing that I love that I will be on my knees praying to the football gods on Saturday. You want to see my notes? I started writing notes on this game. And I said, why? It doesn't matter. If Duke wins this game, the ACC very likely will not have a team in the playoffs.
It's possible.
And outside of Miami, who has an argument, honestly, none of them deserve to be there.
Clip.
Clip it. I don't care. We're trying to get bad reviews anyhow, right? We want to start a new we want to start a new segment. So we'll start it in the ACC. But no, I'm with you, man. It's hard for me to get as much as we harp on championship games. Still, I mean, this is my favorite weekend of the year. I love watching championship games. Why we have an 8:00 kickoff prime time to watch a game that nobody cares about. I shouldn't say that, but it's a 5-loss team playing for a conference championship.
We're really
you're gonna get my ass ate up this week, aren't you?
I mean, I only wrote 3 lines on this game, and I'm not even going to read it now. So I'm going to go Virginia. I don't care. T to the J, ACC will cry. Not one team is being talked about like all the other conferences.
Yeah.
Listen, I look, the ACC just, you know what? I'm not going to feel bad. The ACC just isn't good, and I'm sorry. They don't, I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, I think somebody brought this up on Twitter the other day, and they got a lot of hate for it, and I agreed with it. They made a comment of like, the ACC really should just tell Duke, sorry, we're going to just put Miami in the ACC championship game. I mean, if you think about why can't they do that? They did that in the Big Ten did that in COVID when they switched the rules around to get Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah.
In the COVID year. I don't understand why we couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I do not understand.
That would be a game worth tuning into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I will say I'm gonna be screaming go Duke just for the chaos. But I'm picking Virginia to win it.
You are a sick man. I'm actually the opposite. I'm going Virginia because I don't want chaos because the wine is going to be infusible.
Yeah, but it's going to come from ACC fans.
That's true. Well, I don't know. The elitist of college football is going to complain about 2 G5s getting in.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, I was posting something on our TikTok. I mean, not our TikTok, but on our Twitter. All right. Big 12. Texas Tech favored 12.5 versus BYU. Look, I was listening to Josh Pate today, and I'll be honest. I usually try not to listen to too many people's opinions because I don't want it to influence myself. But I couldn't help but agree with him. And I felt the same way that Josh Pate felt when he watched it. So they won last time 29-7. If not, was it 29-7, right? Yeah.
That sounds right.
If it was not for the sorry, you got a comment there. Oh my God. Daniel just screwed the show up. Daniel, hey sugar lips. For the people that don't know what that means, I gotta tell a funny joke. We gotta do this mid-show. Austin don't know either, so he's gonna get a crack out of this. If you're watching on Twitter and you're wondering why people on TikTok calls me Sugar Lips, I was doing a TikTok live, which you can follow at CFP_SZN. My wife calls me in the middle of a TikTok live where I can answer the phone on my iPad. I answer the phone on the iPad, and before I could get, hey, I'm on, she goes, hey, my sexy sugar lips. With like 20 to 25 people watching. So I am now called Sugar Lips through our regular viewers on TikTok Live. And she also said another thing that I can't repeat on YouTube. And they heard it. And luckily we didn't get banned on TikTok. All right, back to football.
Have you seen the breaking news?
No way. Hold on. We got breaking news on the show. Hold on. We got a sound for that. And I've been waiting to play it. Where's it at? Hold on. We got breaking news. What is it?
Kansas State hires Colin Klein as their next head coach.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I ain't gonna lie. I love you, but I thought it was about Penn State. I thought something happened at Penn
No,
State.
I wish it was.
No. It's kind of like
It wasn't that big of breaking news, but at least you got to use your make sure your graphic works.
well, yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. That I feel what my wife feels at nighttime sometimes. I feel pretty
let down a little bit.
I feel a little disappointed right now. I really thought going Penn State news, but I still
I'll try. Just like you, I'll try harder next time.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. Big 12, Texas Tech versus BYU. Oh man, I watched this game last time and it was 29-7. I remember saying, just like Josh Pate did, and I'm not stealing it from Josh Pate. I just agree with him. The next time they play, it's going to be worse. I just don't see any other way.
It felt worse than 29-7 last time.
Yeah, I think this is a 45-10. Like I don't see a path for BYU. The only path I see for BYU is for them to, the way you're going to get Georgia or Texas Tech is you're going to have to be really explosive. You have to get chunk yards. And my problem is their most explosive player is a running back, which isn't bad, but they held him to 10 carries at the 35-yard, 19 carries, 35 yards, something to that effect. No, 10 carries, 35 yards. The only path I see is for Bayer to beat him, and I don't think he can. So I'm going Texas Tech, and I think they cover the 12.5.
Wow. Yeah.
Chaos. You want to talk about chaos in the ACC, Austin? You let BYU win. We got a bid stiller in the fact that Big 12 is going to get 2, and somebody got to get bumped out.
Let's don't talk about that. I'm with you. I told you last week, man. Texas Tech feels like a team that's just, I mean, they've been a good team all season, but they seem to be clicking on all cylinders right now. Playing great defense, good offense. Not much for me to add to this. I'm with you. I think I don't know if it's going to be like 40 to, I don't know. I feel like you are going to get the best of BYU. I feel like they'll have a little new life to them, thinking they lost their coach, and then, he pulls out the Wolf of Wall Street on them, and I'm not effing leaving. So I feel like that you are going to get their best game. So I do think it'll be one of those where maybe it stays competitive, through halftime, halfway through the third quarter, and then Texas Tech starts to pull away. But yeah, I'm going Texas Tech.
Yeah, I need to see Tech versus SEC or Big Ten team. I do too. I need it like I need air to breathe. I want to see it. I really do. Tech versus Vandy. Who wins? Ooh.
My problem going into these playoffs right now is nobody looks unbeatable. If we go down the list right now, can Ohio State win a national championship? I think everybody would say yes. Would it surprise you if Georgia gets hot and wins a national championship?
No.
I think everybody would say no.
No.
Could Alabama get hot and win a national championship? Could Oregon get hot, win a national championship? Could Notre Dame keep playing the way they are and win a national championship? Could Texas Tech be as good as they look right now and win a national championship? Can Indiana be as good as they look right now and win a national championship? There's this season, I will say, is I'm proud to be a part of this playoff because I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Here we are. Totally agree, which means madness, and I'm signing up for it faster than Henry Ruggs ran the 40 Apple podcast. We got to meet this guy. When we get big enough and we do some live shows, which we've talked about privately, many of us on our show. Daniel in the comments, our loyal TikTok listener, you didn't mention Oklahoma. He's an Oklahoma fan. Don't do this.
Oklahoma has a good defense.
Don't you do this. Don't. I see that smirk. Daniel doesn't see it.
I love Daniel. I appreciate Daniel listening. And yes, I know it's going to get thrown in my face 100 times that they beat Bama. But
Daniel is a loyal listener. Don't do this.
That offense ain't winning nothing, Daniel.
Oh. I do think their defense gives them a chance in every game, though.
No, you're exactly right. Yes, you're right. Their defense will keep them in every game. Look, and I can sit here and say the only reason they beat Alabama was 4 turnovers. Well, damn it, they caused the turnovers. So, you good? Oh.
No, I forgot to send a link to our producer.
Oh. Anyhow.
I have a link.
But yeah, no, you're right. With Oklahoma's defense, that they can stay in every single game. I just don't know what happens when they go up against Ohio State, who has equally as good a defense and a better offense.
We got a legend in the chat tonight that we haven't acknowledged.
Hey, my boy. What's up, Season?
The GOAT. Well, I don't know what the percentages are now, but part owner of CFP Season.
What's he doing down there in LSU country? Riding around on the lane train?
Oh, he's so hyped about the lane train. He's probably still hype on it.
He should be.
Yeah, our boy is tuned in. For the TikTok viewers, y'all will meet Season soon enough. He'll be back.
LSU gonna be one of the most exciting teams to watch in the country.
Yeah. Austin, while I send this to my wife, you for the first time, before we get to the big 2, tell everybody where they can follow us.
You just gonna throw me in to the wolves like that, man?
I sure am.
Nah, hey guys, seriously though, everybody, we truly appreciate everybody listening in. We always say watch where you want to watch, but it really helps us out if you can go follow the show on YouTube. Just like and subscribe at CFB_SZN. So that's at CFB_season. Just hit like and subscribe, and we've got some big goals lined up, and all those YouTube subscriptions are what's gonna get us there.
I think I think Austin's gonna from now on. He does it better than me. So good job. You're gonna do it. Season, miss y'all boys. We miss you, brother. We love you, man. We really love you.
Can't wait to have you back, man. Season
Yeah,
doing big things. Season doing big things in life, though. Sometimes you got to put your hobbies aside because right now, till you guys go like and subscribe on YouTube, this is just a hobby for us. Um, hopefully, one day we get paid and it can be full time. But for now, uh, shout out to Season for killing it in life outside of the show.
a freaking man. Before we get to the big two, I've got to address this, and I love this person on our TikTok. There's somebody that's been on our lives multiple times. Why is Lane so hyped? He hasn't proved anything yet. Got a high ceiling, but hasn't won yet. I want to push back because Austin, you've made these comments before.
Absolutely.
I feel like sometimes when coaches do really good at schools that are not used to winning, we seem to totally forget the 100 years of history at the other school. I just implore people like him and you, Austin, just to Google Ole Miss's history. That's all I ask. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get that. Maybe you can back your Mama 69 here and give your perspective, but my perspective is Ole Miss is not Georgia. It is not Bama. It's not Texas. It's not LSU. And he just went on what is considered by Ole Miss standards the greatest 6-year run or 5-year run that school's ever had. And yeah, he hasn't won an SEC championship. It's freaking Ole Miss. Like, it's Ole Miss, man. It's Ole Miss. What are we doing here? What are we doing? When Hugh Freeze went 8-5, we were giving that man a trophy. Right, Lane raised the expectations so high at Ole Miss. We're now criticizing him because he ain't won an SEC championship at Ole Miss.
I don't think that's what anybody is saying. Nobody's critical. I love Lane.
Yeah, I know you do.
Have loved Lane before he was even at Alabama.
Yeah,
I'm with the commoner. He hasn't won anything. Clark Lee just won 18 games in 2 seasons at Vandy. They hadn't won 18 games in the last 12 seasons. But you're sitting there saying, "Oh, you're gonna go 4-8 next year just because your butt hurt because they stole your quarterback this year." But I'm just saying there was a lot of hype around a guy who has not won anything yet.
Okay, you just praised. Okay, hold on. All right. We can't stay on this too long. You praised Clark Lee, but you just made the same point I just made about Lane. Like, I know Ole Miss wasn't Vandy, but guys, this program wasn't great.
No, and I look, I think Lane. I'm with the commenter. Lane Silling is national champion. I don't want to say like Nick Saban or even Kirby Smart type, but his ceiling is national champion.
Yeah.
But up until now, we forget this guy has been the head coach of USC.
Okay. Yes.
And then yes, he went to Nick Saban's rehabilitation clinic and come out and has done great things at Ole Miss. I don't want to take away from that.
Okay, yeah, no.
But at the end of the day, he still has not won anything, and he has been at schools he could have won at. And I think he does go on and do great. I'm just saying, a lot of hype for somebody who hasn't won anything.
You're fair because Athletes Forum broadcast brought it up. Lane has had the best jobs.
He has.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't up until he really hadn't done anything.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And he's gotten some big time jobs. I don't know, Matt. I mean, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. So maybe his dad helped him get in those positions. But yeah, I think you're taking that the wrong way.
No, you're
I
right.
think
No, no,
I,
no. I
I
got
think
you.
Lane is going to do great. I'm not ready to say he's going to win a national championship at LSU, but I think he will compete for one.
Yeah.
But up until now, he just hadn't really won anything to have as much hype as he had around him in this coaching search.
No, that's all fair. And Daniel H in the comments, I can't listen to this nonsense anymore. Oh, Daniel, please don't tell me you're leaving. We love you, brother. We love you. Ohio State. All right, all right, the big two. It's all fair points. I just, all fair points. And that was awesome. We clipping that one. That one. Somebody did say I do want to address this. Somebody did say in the comment NIL is leveling the playing field. That's obvious to me.
Absolutely.
It is definitely leveling the playing field. I do I will say though, I still need to see an Ole Miss or Indiana win a national championship before I buy this notion that like that's what we're going to now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that making sense?
You may see it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we may see it this year. We definitely may see it this year. All right, finally, the big two. Ohio State versus Indiana. I think the spread was 4, -4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ohio State, number 1 versus number 2. You know what I want to see from Indiana? I want to see Kurt Cinetti not coaching scared. And I want to go on this little, not a rant, but I do want to say, like, last year, our show, I think it was safe to say we were a Indiana show. And we loved what Kurt Cinetti was doing. We loved the trash talking. Look, I'm a fan of Lane Kiffin, and I'm a fan of coaches that put it out there. One of the things that made me lose a little bit of respect for Kurt Cinetti was that Notre Dame game, because I felt like he was this big talker all season, rightfully so. He backed it up. What I felt like the way he coached in that Notre Dame game was almost like he coached scared. We talked about that on the show last year. He coached really scared. And I want to see how he coaches in this game, because in that Notre Dame game, it felt to me like he was coaching like, hey guys, please don't beat us that bad. Let's just keep this close. That's how I felt. So I'm curious to see how he coaches in this game. I think season brought the best question. Can Indiana's DBs play with Ohio State wide receivers? And that leads me to this. Deep ball has been the problem for Indiana outside the red zone. Teams are completing 45% of their throws on 15 yards or more. That ranks 93rd in the country. Ohio State, Julian saying, he's 63% on that same numbers. He also has Jeremiah Smith and Tate. That could spell trouble for Indiana's DBs.
I must say this just to answer Season's questions on kind of piggyback on what you're saying. I don't know that anybody's DBs in the country can stay with those two guys.
That's true.
I think the only way I think Indiana's got to get after Julian Sayin and get him off the mark and just make it where he can't make accurate throws. I don't know. I feel like if you spend all your time trying to bottle those two guys up, you've already lost.
Yeah.
I think they're that good of a duo that they're going to get theirs. Find a way to keep them in front of you. Get after Julian Sayin as much as you can and just give him hell.
I will say, not to cut you off, sorry. I will say that they did a pretty good job containing Jeremiah Smith last year. I think he had like 43 yards or something. But the problem was Ibuka, I think is how you say, Ibuka and Tate absolutely torched them.
Yeah.
And I agree with Season there. It's going to come down to the pass rush.
Yeah, I agree 100%. There's one team's DBs that could guard Ohio State's wide receivers. Unfortunately for the rest of the country, it's Ohio State's DBs that could guard their own wide receivers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the other concern for me is Mendoza when he played Oregon and Penn State, which I would say Penn State record wise wasn't good, but those were the two most talented teams he's faced. Other than that, like obviously final drive against Penn State. I mean, against Penn State, dude, he was 19 for 30, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Against Oregon, 20 for 31, 215, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire.
Yeah. No, I think Indiana's gonna have to find some success in the run game.
Yeah.
Because look, I've talked trash about Ohio State. It's one of the few teams in the country I don't hide my my hate towards. But that defense is awesome.
Yeah.
Built by Bama, but awesome. No, look, anybody who knows me, I don't get butthurt about any kid leaving Alabama, but I almost cried the day Caleb Downs announced that he was transferring. So, but yeah, I think they're gonna have to find a way to take. If they become one dimensional. I heard our boy Snacks on the coach's corner this weekend. I mean, he's calling for belt to ass.
I came into this game. I think somebody asked us in our TikTok live about a month ago, who would I pick between Indiana and Ohio State? And I picked Indiana. I don't know. Look, I know Michigan isn't the Michigan of the last couple of years. I don't know. That Michigan game did more for me than it did for you, Austin. I'm starting to lean Snacks' way that it's not going to be close. I'm going State, and I'm going them to cover the spread. I think they win by 14.
I agree with what Season said, but yeah, I think if I had to pick, and I guess I do have to pick, I'm picking Ohio State just because I do think they are playing the best. I won't say no. Let me rephrase. I don't think they're playing the best. I think top to bottom they probably are the best team in the country. But I think Indiana comes out hungry. I think they have something to prove after getting embarrassed. That's the narrative right now is, Indiana's great till they get, up against the top competition and then they're nothing. I don't think that was a talent issue last year, in that Notre Dame game. I'm with you. I think Cignetti locked up and they just didn't play their game. So I think they come out hungry. Season brought up another good point. Ohio State has not been tested, I don't think, at all this year.
No, really.
Some of that to do with how good they are. Some of that to do with how weak their schedule was. Mainly the schedule. And that's not talking trash. That's just being honest.
No, yeah.
But, so if it comes down to a fourth quarter game, it'd be curious to. They may look like Cowboys fans when it's all said and done with their head ducked down. But
in 17 lines converted. Anyway, sorry.
All right, yeah, I knew something happened. I could tell by that look on your face. But anyhow, no, I think we found out a lot about both teams. Is Indiana an actual contender? Or is Ohio State as dominant as the rest of their schedule has shown?
Yeah. UGA 2.5 versus Bama. Hello, darkness, my old friend. We meet again. Bama versus UGA once again. All right, let's get to the football stuff. I've clipped some stuff If you've joined my TikTok lives, again, you can find it at CFP_SZN. You've seen my predictions, so if you're on YouTube from TikTok, you already know. But let's just talk the football stuff before I get to the predictions, because Tuesday night I just went ahead and made it known. First quarter. I cannot say it again. First quarter, as the Cowboys are getting their ass kicked. Last year, Bama 21-0 in the first. This year, Bama outgained Georgia 147 to 31 yards. They've got to play better in the first quarter, period. Georgia's got to come out swinging because they haven't against Bama. They just haven't. They get themselves in a hole. We drag ourselves back, and then we close it with a close finish.
Well, let's be honest, they haven't against a lot of teams.
That's fair. That is
And
fair. This year in particular.
I think Bama focuses on starting fast, and we used to focus on starting fast and finishing hard. Now we start fast and finish very slowly.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to.
Oh. I mean, we said it. Me and you said it on the phone. I do think UGA is playing its best ball. I do think Bama has stalled a little bit. I think UGA's looked better on offense, minus the Georgia Tech game. I think the defense has played better, granted, not against good offenses. I do think there's something missing with Bama's passing game. I think if UGA can get pressure on Ty Simpson, I feel like UGA could be successful. The problem is UGA hasn't gotten much pressure. Now, they have in the last couple of games against Texas, they did. Mississippi State, they did. Georgia Tech, they did. They didn't against Ole Miss. They didn't against Tennessee. Those were the better teams you played on the schedule. They didn't against Alabama. So is it Georgia's figured out the pressure stuff? Or was it just because they play some pretty bad offensive lines? Because they were getting after Haynes Keene's ass, and they were getting after Arch Manning.
That's a terrible offensive line, though. I wouldn't.
No, you're right. So I don't know. But look, like I said, I do think Georgia's playing better than Bama. But here's the problem. Kirby's 1-7 versus Bama. DeBoer will give you some bad losses. He will. I mean, that's been shown. Here's the problem, though. He's 9-3 outright as an underdog, and he's 10-2 versus the spread. Give me the Tide. Until I see it with my own eyes, I've had Georgia fans give me hell in TikTok Live today. I had one call me a fake fan. I don't understand how you can accuse a Georgia fan of that when it's 1-7. And really, I think Georgia in the last 11 years is 1-11, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, the matter of fact is Kirby's 1-7, period. And I do think Georgia's a better team. You know what the problem is? There's been not every game. I'm not talking shit here. Austin will admit this because he's called me and said it. There's been times where I've left a Bama game going, I really felt like Georgia was a better team and we still lost. So I was always one of those that was like the whole Bama problem mentality thing. I never bought into that. I do now. Georgia has a Bama problem. And until I see Georgia do it, let me make this clear. I'm going to cheer my ass off. I'm going to talk my shit if we do win. But I got to see it, man. Give me the Tide.
I'll tell you this. You know, I'll give my part on the football piece of it, and then I'll give my part on what you just said there. Yeah, I think I think Kirby's going to find a way to get after Ty, because it's been shown that when you put a little pressure on Ty, he struggles. It's just not the same. Matter of fact, it's been ugly. So if he figures that out, it could be a long day for the Tide. Talk about the running game for Alabama. Obviously, it's struggled. It's looked better the last couple of weeks, but it's looked better against pretty bad defensive lines. So I'm with you, kind of like you said. Have we improved, or were we just at the mercy of playing a weaker defensive line? The offense has just got to find some consistency. That's it. They've got to get in rhythm and find some consistency to have a chance in this game. On the flip side of that, Georgia looked. I don't think people realize how big of a loss Georgia center may
I feel
end
horrible
up
not,
being. Do what
yeah,
now?
I feel horrible not bringing it up. That is absolutely massive.
Their whole offense just looked different after he went down last week. Now you've had a week to prepare, and I mean that's your play caller of the offensive line. We're not the X's and O's guys. We've got coaches on our CFB season staff that could probably talk better about that than I could. But
Well, season in the comment season while Austin's talking, tell us, and Athletes Forum, a former player, tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us why that. We know it's horrible, but explain why a center missing is really bad.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see how that shows up. I would imagine one of my complaints with DeBoer, we've talked about it before. He makes every game just feels close. Even games that feels like we should blow teams out, it feels like we make them close. So I worry, does he have that killer mentality? Because I know if you have that killer mentality, we're blitzing down that center's throat the first half of the game. I don't care if we don't cover a single wide receiver. We're throwing that out the window. I don't know that he. Sure, I hope he does. From a Bama fan standpoint. But I'm curious just to see how much that shows up in the game. Because it did. I mean, Gunnar Stockton was just off last week.
Yeah,
but it was. We talked about it. I'm not looking. I'm trying not to look into it too much because it was a rivalry game. It was a one-off, and like he's been doing it all season. So, we'll see. To get to the other side of it, outside of the football, the whole Georgia has a Bama problem. Look, it's our friendship. It has been fun being the Bama fan these last eight years. I mean, I've had to hear you talk shit once. Because of that, I think Kirby is sick and tired hearing the narrative. I think Kirby is going to want to come out in this game and put Alabama to rest. I think he tries to beat him by 4 touchdowns. I'm telling you, I think he comes out. It's going to be like the old Mark Richt Florida game where he told the boys to go out and show out, and just make it a beat down. And I don't think Georgia's good enough to do it, and Bama wins.
You're such an asshole. I can't stand you ass so much. I can't stand you. Oh, season answered the question. Yeah, like he said, picking up blitzes, making sure the checks are in place, have both sides defends, leader of the O-line, chemistry, snaps, confidence. Yeah, and that's why it's a big, massive blow. God, you suck, Austin. That's not where you were headed.
I was gonna pick Georgia, and I said, you know what?
You reversed it on my ass.
I'm not a fake fan like you are.
All right, new segment before we go because we're hitting an hour. We decided to have some pay.
I said this was going to be a short show tonight.
And we hit an hour. And I'm not prepared, so we're going to add a couple of more minutes on it. We are going to add a new segment called for the people that may not get it. If you ever seen some stuff on Twitter or videos, there's this thing called like reading mean tweets, right? Where people, celebrities and stuff like that, read, people's very mean tweets and stuff like that. Well, I was just reading it again. I can't remember. Hold on. Okay. We're not live on Instagram no more for anybody watching on Instagram. Because it went over an hour. Apparently only an hour limit. I can't find the freaking comment now. Do you remember what video it was?
It was probably one talking about Ohio State. The most butthurt fan base in the country.
I can't find it, but I do remember. So Austin made a video about, or I clipped it, talking about how Ohio State was gettable in his opinion. Here it is right here. I actually just found it. Okay. Let's see. It is right here. And somebody left a comment that said, that called Austin a soy boy. We had a commenter on YouTube said called him a soy boy. So I'm pretty old. Austin's pretty old. Austin's really old. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's negative. So I Googled it. I can't say this word because we're live on YouTube. But Austin, he pretty much called you a B word. That's what he pretty much called you. He said you were a soul boy, which means you're very sensitive and you're not a man, basically. So he called you a B word.
B word.
I don't think I can say that word on YouTube.
I can. If you're man enough to call me a soy boy, don't be a bitch and call me a bitch.
All right, next bad review. So this one, I actually can't read it all because it's so much. So we had a video put out by our boy Snacks. We clipped it. Snacks basically said BTA Ohio State's gonna belt to you know what to Indiana. So I clipped it, put it on there. YouTube Shorts clipped it on that too. Had two fans like, dude, going at it for 11 comments. Indiana Ohio State fan. I mean, they're being ugly to each other, calling each other clowns, saying homeboy. I mean, they're going at it. And somehow this thing turned to them two apologizing to each other and then attacking me and you. Yeah. So they end up apologizing to each other, and he goes, yeah, almost always it's SEC fans talking that stupid you-know-what. So my bad for jumping to conclusions. And I think you guys have an excellent team. I have absolutely no idea who's going to win Saturday. It won't surprise me at all if you win. My two sons and me will be at the game. I haven't been to Lucas Oil Stadium since 2019. Can't wait. Your story with Cignetti is awesome. Greatest turnaround in college football history. If OSU doesn't win the Natty, I'll be pulling for Indiana big time. I will pull for Oregon any day over an SEC team. But other than that, won't catch me pulling for Oregon in any games except that. Good luck Saturday. So they ended up apologizing to each other and taking a shot at us.
Was that? Oh, I thought you were reading the definition of soy boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was the comment. My bad.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there like, do you remember the 50 Cent meme where it's like, what are you saying F me for?
Right.
Like, what I do? I was sitting here entertained. Dude, I was literally watching them two go back and forth like, oh, sweet, we got some cool engagement of these two just going at it on our YouTube. I was sitting there hoping we were going to hit like 50 comments of them two cussing each other out. So I was like getting excited. And then I go and like 20 minutes later and check, and I'm like, hey, what'd I do? So, anyway, just to correct somebody, we're not all SEC fanboys. There was only like 4 of us. The rest of them are like Big Ten, ACC. Okay, never mind. We all are SEC fanboys.
Yeah, but keep in mind, we've had a little fun tonight talking smack. If you had to pick a national champions right now, who are you taking?
Ohio State.
I'm taking Ohio State. If I had to pick one right this second.
Yeah.
Like we have fun with it. We may pull out our fandom sometimes, but we also can just talk ball. And it does look like they are the best team in the country right now. But the fan part of me says they still ain't played nobody.
Clipping that. All right, guys. Highest viewed show in a long time. Almost 80 people are watching. And about 5 or 6 on TikTok. Really cool. Listen, if you like the show, please go to the YouTube channel at CFP_SZN. Subscribe it. Guys, we talk every day. Me, Austin. Me, Season. Me, Sean. Me, Snacks. And Adam. And everybody on our team, we talk. We have so many cool things we want to do. We have talked about going to SEC Media Days. We have talked about doing live shows. We have talked about we can't do any of this unless you support us. So please go to CFP_SZN on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button because we really, really, really want to start doing some cool things. Also, go to the TikTok because that's right now going to be our biggest revenue stream right now. So go to at CFP_SZN on TikTok. We go live all the time. I do, but it is our channel, me, Austin. And honestly, hey, we may be doing some things on TikTok soon. I haven't talked to Austin about it, but, I have found out ways where me and Austin can go on TikTok randomly different days and just shoot the crap and do Q&A. So join us on TikTok too. And we'll keep building up YouTube. We're not going anywhere. YouTube, we're with YouTube forever. But, go hit us up on TikTok too. We do a lot of extra bonus content on that channel. So if you want more, come hit us up. All right. We appreciate it. I'm going to go watch my Cowboys choke a game and miss the playoffs. So for Chris, Austin, we love y'all. We'll check back with y'all Sunday night to recap. All right, Austin.
Hey.
Live
show Sunday.
Oh, shit. Guys, live show. Live college football playoff reaction show. Noon. Me, Austin, Adam has been confirmed. I will need to go talk to Sean. He had a family emergency come up, so I'll need to go check with him. I doubt he'll be on, but at the minimum, it's going to be me, Austin, and Adam, and we will probably add a fourth person, and we'll go find that person. So maybe a surprise appearance from our boy Season. I don't know. Not to put him on the spot. Maybe
it could happen.
Maybe we can surprise everybody.
Your spot's open, bud. If you can get on.
Yeah. So come on. All right. We'll see y'all Sunday at noon.